Obusia, me mo akwaba eba daily update TV so ene ejoada kopon inshira ya hwefo ne yatifo nyina obusia yeni nkomo wa ede nkomo na asi maami Torkono ehun sem ene ebedi na ne nyina ne se maami Torkono ede nsem bi akodan Commonwealth and UK Bar Association but Edudzi Tamakloe head of legal team Edema and this Amanyokwense, they get the law wrong and they can get it wrong. Or say they should withdraw with immediate effect and apologize to the president. Yes, it didn't know the letterhead in a buyer. It just the government, the president of the republic should reinstate the chief justice with immediate effect with that or say that topic, that head in Okran Ponikuno. They are addressing the president of the republic, not any other person, to reinstate the chief justice without delay. I'm not saying now UK Bar Association and Commonwealth, and they are who are they? Who are they? They are nobody. It's like Ghana Bar Association, Nigeria Bar Association. These are they are just common people. Yeah, they are common people like Ghana Bar Association. I don't say 17,000 a year UK, but I know say 70,000. Are they even a constituency crown? Is a constituency in Kesi South North crown is even more than them. And they are talking about the whole Ghana. They don't know the number of people who vote for the people, the president. And we'll go to almost say, Omampeni sue vote. Say when Nimran swa, she will pay the consequences. So Omampeni is following the law. Now, Abusia, we have Article 146. And some Echo Benina, or Article 146. I say there will be a petition when the president will receive a petition. The petition should be sent to the what? To the Council of Elders and as a Council of State to make sure they determine a prima facie case. And I said to go through. So after say when they go through and they determine a prima facie case, the president will set up a committee, and that committee will investigate the case. So with Abrebe determine prima facie case, and Branoma, a year the president can say unsuspended the chief justice. Unsuspended what? The chief justice. Sana Emrano, account. Emrano say unsuspended the chief justice. Me kind Emrani be a chero. Ebeza me kind be chero. Na you hear the all. Article 146 B 10B as it provides that where a petition has been referred to a committee under this article, the president may, in the case of justice of the Supreme Court or of a chairman of a tribunal acting according with the advice of the Judicial Council, suspend that justice or a chairman. So Emrane say Umampeni and Saka a petition or refer to what? The committee. So I don't know refer to the committee. I only tell me prima facie case. Now me the process involves a petition to the president who then refers to the Council of State for a prima facie case determination and an American prima facie case. So if a prima facie case is established, a committee is formed to investigate the allegation. The president ultimately acts on the committee recommendation. So the president, according to the Emran Article 146, when the prima facie case is determined, the president will then set a committee to go into those or to investigate the allegations. And here the committee has the prima facie case that the committee has determined. So with all this, in Edudzi, the president has sworn solemnly to the constitution of the land, and he's acting according to the constitution. And they should withdraw this word without delay because it is an arrogant and it's a disrespect to the president. It's no Yakuti Edudzi Tamakloe, a year Gordon on a year TV3 Jumadino.
Response was to the Commonwealth Association of Lawyers, so to speak, and then we have the one also for England and Wales, that Association of Lawyers, and it says that it's in response to the statement by the Bar Council of England, and Wales, and the Commonwealth Lawyers Association on the suspension of the Chief Justice, and importantly, they say that the suspension of the Chief Justice is Triton law, and then all the processes within our Constitution, the 1992 Constitution, being followed, and having particular focus on Article 146, and then if they were not apprised, those who uttered a statement through the processes and whether there was prima facie determination or not, leading to where we are currently, and we'll see how that goes. I mean, it's just a sharp rebuttal or response, so to speak. It's been getting the traction over the weekend. And Lawyer Edudzi Tamakloe, would you say that the statement by the Attorney General is to spite these two important composition or associations of lawyers, of especially the Commonwealth, England, Wales, the reputation? Edudzi Tamakloe.
Okay. So once again, I want to just thank you. I noticed that you mentioned my senior brother, Jude Agbamaba.
Yes.
A while ago.
Yes.
I'll be following up on the promise by Minister, my senior brother, Honorable Kwame Agboja, on the bridge over the Oti Adambai. It's a very dear project to me. But that said, I looked at the statement by the Commonwealth Lawyers Association and the Bar Council of England and Wales. First of all, let's put matters in proper perspective. These two groups are what you call professional association. Like the way we have Boys Brigade and what have you. That is what it is. You understand? It is like how we have Ghana Medical and Dental Council in Ghana. It is like how we have the Ghana Bar Association here, Nigerian Bar Association. That is what they are. Now, when you read their statement, particularly the caption, immediately and without delay, that's arrogance.
What do you mean by arrogance, Edudzi?
That is complete arrogance. That statement is completely condescending. I think they should withdraw it.
They should withdraw?
Yes, and apologize to the President of the Republic of Ghana. What impudence. Like in a typical away home, they will say, "Border way."
Border way.
I mean, look at you.
Who are you?
Like, who are you?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? How dare you?
Is that not an insult or perhaps spiting them?
I mean, like, seriously? Look, first of all, President John Dramani Mahama derives his mandate from 57% of persons who were eligible to vote on the 7th day of December 2024. And of this number, he did an impressive 57%. That is the kind of person we are talking about. He is not the president of a girls or boys guide. He is not the president of an association of professional bodies. No. He is the president of the Sovereign Republic of Ghana. Whoever put, and that is why you see that the statement is not signed by any named person. Because I wish to address that person, like, personally.
You would have addressed that person personally?
Yes. Because that statement is so insulting. I mean, whoever put that statement together possibly needs self-respect. Never again are we going to entertain. And I'm restraining myself How in God's name would a president who has taken the oath of office, please go to the Constitution 1992 at the back, oath of office for the President of the Republic of Ghana. Oath of office for the President of the Republic of Ghana.
Would you say that the statement by the Attorney General is to spite these two important
provision? Do you know what they did? They issued a writ. The Ghana Bar Association. So an association of lawyers can also get the law wrong. They went to the Supreme Court to challenge the qualification, eligibility, blah, 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 of Justice Aban. You remember?
Yeah.
When they got to the Supreme Court, knowing that it would be difficult for them to trigger Article 146, they decided to use a writ action to achieve the very end of Article 146. Go and read the reasoning of Justice Pegan, Ejaben and Co. At one point, Justice Pegan even said, quote, that an association of lawyers, the creme de la creme, ought to know better. So, the fact that this letter is coming from the Bar Council of England and Wales, Commonwealth Lawyers Association, is a demonstrable evidence that even lawyers, regardless of the pedestal you put them, can get it wrong.
Commonwealth?
Yes.
England and Wales?
Yes. I'm so disappointed when I read it.
Significant association, important association.
And look at the timing of the statement itself. At the point of national tragedy, they decided to put salt in our eyes. These guys are insensitive. They have no respect for Ghanaians. We shouldn't entertain them. Look, this one, it matters not whether you are NDC or MPP. There are a few things that should bring us together. And this is one. It's about the sovereignty of Ghana. It's about who we are. Yes, it may give you certain political mileage today, but where does it lead us to?
Now, if you take a look at the second page and the footnote, it says that the Bar Council represent approximately 17,000 barristers in England and Wales.
Do you know the number of persons who voted for President Mahama?
It says,
yes,
that will be the president.
Exactly.
Do, in the name of the Almighty God, swear.
Yes.
Solemnly affirm that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic of Ghana as by law established.
As by law.
Why is this
that he is going to respect the laws of this republic. And guess who? Before whom he took that oath? Madam Torkono, now suspended Chief Justice. And if you look at the tail end of the oath, what does he say? That he will suffer the pay if he disobeys what the Constitution says. It's in there.
Yes. It says, I further solemnly swear that should I at any time break his oath of office, I shall submit myself to the laws of the Republic of Ghana and suffer the penalty for it.
Suffer the penalty.
How does this come in here, Edudzi?
Everything that has happened relative to her ladyship, the Chief Justice's impeachment processes, are all constitutionally sanctioned. The President, John Dramani Mahama, took an oath of office and that he will respect the laws of this country. So on what basis would this Bar Council of England and Wales, in this arrogant manner,
a very important association, would you say,
tell President John Dramani Mahama to immediately and without delay? How dare they? Look, you see, there are some group of people who don't care to even sell their country once it fits into their interests. For 8 solid years, that President Akufo-Addo ruled this country. Was there any time that any group of people or an association had the courage to even tell him, look, even when the president removed Domelevo, a decision that the Supreme Court of Ghana subsequently described as unconstitutional. Where was this group? Odomelevo is not a lawyer. So he does not deserve the protection of the Constitution. England and Wales, yes, it's true, they don't have a written constitution, but they have rules and procedure to guide how they govern. That is what has ensured order in that country. In this case, every procedure required under the Constitution 1992 has been complied with. It is the very legal argument, how sophisticated they are, that have been canvassed in our courts. That is basically what they reproduced. The same sentiments. The Supreme Court of Ghana had the occasion to make pronouncement on the processes in this impeachment thing. The Supreme Court had affirmed everything done by the president so far has complied with the law. First, my brother Vincent Assefuwa was the first to go to court. And in a very interesting legal submission, and for some of us, we have always raised issues. He went to court and said A, B, C, D. What was the ruling of the Supreme Court on the injunction? Dismissed. Correct. Everything that the president had done so far is to ensure that he respects the independence of the judiciary. What would have been the position of the Bar Council of England and Wales, the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, if the president was the petitioner? Imagine for a minute that the petition in these ongoing removal processes was triggered by a petitioner called John Dramani Mahama. What would they say? Due process, rule of law. In this case, the petitioners are completely distinct from the president. The president has a constitutional duty to perform. Sui generis. It's not a duty cast on any other person in this republic today. Only John Dramani Mahama. Like Pontius Pilate, you have the duty to conduct a certain thing. How come that in all of this, the Bar Council of England and Wales have not been able to cite any breach of any of our laws, be it the Constitution, a statute, or any rule of law or rule of procedure? It's unfortunate. But you see, I've learned something. In life, when you find yourself in a hole and your intention is to come out, one of the things that you must avoid is to dig further.
And who is in the hole wanting to dig further? I don't understand what you are insinuating.
Listen, we were here when we were told that Her Ladyship, the former suspended Chief Justice, had gone to where? ECOWAS court, correct?
Yeah.
What's the outcome of that? There was supposed to be an interim injunction. What happened? She wrote to the ECOWAS court that during this vacation period, they must hear the matter. What was the outcome? She had been to the High Court, human rights. What was the outcome? In fact, the court described the processes that she filed as blatant abuse of process. Vincent Assefuwa went to the court. What happened? My own senior brother, Kwabena Bonfe and others, went to the Supreme Court with a writ, an association. What happened? Then she herself, taking the benefit that the Constitution guarantees her, yes, went to the Supreme Court. What happened? Which one of these processes has President Mahama interfered in? The Constitution, Article 146, and I'll conclude on this, is one unique constitutional provision that had received a lot of judicial pronouncements. If you recall, the Ghana Bar Association, carefully, seeking to circumvent this constitutional provision, do you know what they did? They issued a writ. The Ghana Bar Association, so an association of lawyers can also get the law wrong. They went to the Supreme Court to challenge the qualification, eligibility, blah, 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 of Justice Aban. You remember?
Yeah.
When they got to the Supreme Court, knowing that it would be difficult for them to trigger Article 146, they decided to use a writ action to achieve the very end of Article 146. Go and read the reasoning of Justice Pegan, Ejabe and Co. At one point, Justice Pegan even said, quote, that an association of lawyers, the creme de la creme, ought to know better. So, the fact that this letter is coming from the Bar Council of England and Wales, Commonwealth Lawyers Association, is a demonstrable evidence that even lawyers, regardless of the pedestal you put them, can get it wrong.
Commonwealth.
Yes.
England and Wales.
Yes. I'm so disappointed when I read it.
Significant association. Important association.
And look at the timing of the statement itself. At the point of national tragedy, they decided to put salt in our eyes. These guys are insensitive. They have no respect for Ghanaians. We shouldn't entertain them. Look, this one, it matters not whether you are NDC or NPP. There are a few things that should bring us together. And this is one. It's about the sovereignty of Ghana. It's about who we are. Yes, it may give you certain political mileage today, but where does it lead us to?
Now, if you take a look at the second page and the footnote, it says that the Bar Council represent approximately 17,000 barristers in England and Wales.
Do you know the number of persons who voted for President Mahama? Do you know the number of persons who went to the poll in 2024? 700,000.
17,000.
17,000. That's not even up to one polling station in Ketu North.
No, but this is a representation
they should respect
of lawyers in England and Wales.
Please.
And then the Commonwealth Lawyers also is an international non-profit organization which exists to promote and maintain the rule of law throughout the Commonwealth. And so somebody will say that you go up there and they say there should be the provision of transparent rules of procedure to guide the disciplinary processes that have been taken against the suspended Chief Justice so far. And of course, the main phrase now is immediately and without delay. Reinstate. Why should this be cast into the...
So according to Edudzi Tamakloe, a year with the constitution, and how come the genesis of the removal or the suspension of the Chief Justice of the Republic is it? After swearing in of the President of the Republic, and 3 Ghanaians, and they are Ghanaians, they have every right. So Omo petition the President, 3 petitions. And the President and Embrane say, when the President of the Republic receive a petitioner, or refer the petition to the Council of State to determine prima facie. And Omanpenny receive 3 petitions, or refer the 3 petitions to the Council of State. So Council of State no then in seminum determine prima facie case. Prima facie case. No. Prima facie. The only determine prima facie no. And a year the President said, okay. And Brane say a year Council of State determine prima facie case. Then the Constitution mandate the President to put up a committee or set up a committee. When you set up the committee to make sure that they investigate the case. So according to the recommendation from the Council of State, the Constitution also mandated the president to suspend the Chief Justice for what investigation to be done. So after the president has suspended the Chief Justice, so the Constitution what mandate the president to set up a committee. So the committee is still what investigating the matter. And with this, no, maame Torkono say ono onte asem na asente no one efficient eko asefo efale asem ne ko high court ema high court hwe nsem no ga say ensem no eni ngina so enti no ma anye de antum. Two, the Chief Justice herself filed another case to put interim injunction on the committee process. A year High Court and a Supreme Court then the Chief Justice again carried the matter to ECOWAS Community Court Abuja and although any fruit and recent Ghana Air Money and yet he said a year UK Bar Association together with Commonwealth a year Bar Association said the president should reinstate what the Chief Justice with immediate effect without delay. It's such an arrogant comment. I'm agree with the what Edudzi Tamakloe. I'm quoting Edudzi Tamakloe. It's such an arrogant comment because you are just commanding the president. You are just like commanding the president to do what your opinion or whatever you are saying, because the Constitution must put into work. According to Chief Justice, they say, the law is the law, and the law must work. The law must work. The law is the law, and the law must work. And to hear Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution of Ghana outlines the process for removing a Chief Justice. It specified that a Chief Justice can only be removed. The Chief Justice can only be removed, stated, misbehavior or incompetent or inability to perform their duty, their function due to infirmity. So the process involved a petition to the president, who then refer it to the Council of State for a prima facie case determination. For prima facie case, so the president received the petition, refers to the Council of State to determine a prima facie case. And it was if a prima facie case established, a committee is formed. In the Council of State, a seminar determine a prima facie case. A one man penny form a committee chaired by Justice Poorman, and that's what the law says. Two justices of the Supreme Court. Who then refer it to the Council of State for a prima facie determination. If a prima facie case is established, a committee is formed to investigate the allegations. So the committee now formed to what? Say amubeko and some normal pense mu amiye say and some now a Council of State a determine prima facie case and some no correct. So the president ultimately acts on the committee recommendation. Until the president acts on the what? The committee what? Recommendation. So it was what I was saying. So in some say Mahama on air in the suspension of the Chief Justice. Okay, come Marania. Was it? Then the president may then what? Suspend the Chief Justice. Until the Marano say a duly process and a nam so to make sure say the fairness should prevail, because and yes obey should the what the power to make sure that the Chief Justice is being sacked or what removed from the the court. But Marano say or receive petition for a Council of State. Council of State is so in seminar now prima facie case, then normally amount penny a form a committee in so form so emerance on for two justices of what the Supreme Court into pepe na penny de emeran into what is a more form a committee now, then you can suspend the Chief Justice. Now why then much in seminar. So more in seminar and seminar a bubomana and as ambu ambona, then she will come back to do her work. But Sembarano so a bubona, then the Chief Justice was down removed from office. In Timbarano, Mampenny, now also there, or the assembly community course, and you do fruit a course. Now we a cabal being emergency on my form because letterhead in the crown doesn't show respect because they said the president is like they are commanding the president to do what they want them and I said to please their statement. Nti Edudzi Tamakloe say ono we hu de otro de o share ne nsahya se nka obe address in the street. Nti we no ensem a ene etwa guye. Nti I daily of the TV so share dwumadie no na like na fa comment so ere. It's a comment section ma onwe bi sanka bi na kanya se daily update ya ba. Nti Edudzi Tamakloe e de amomo boot for boot pa ye pa se omo nhwe na omo mani nya den. And na hono because emrano and because the law is the law. Emerano and just Torkono was say the law is the law. Stay tuned, stay connected. I daily have the TV, so we give you the best. I mean, it should be.